Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
New York Times Business. November 10, 1920 America, New York. Key takeaways from Week 10 of the Elizabeth Holmes trial. Two former lab directors testified about some of the inner workings of Theranos. Elizabeth Holmes, the founder of the blood testing startup Theranos. New York Times Business. November 10, 1911 America, New York. Elon Musk sells $1 billion in Tesla stock to cover tax bill. The sale was far short of the $20 billion worth he promised over the weekend that he would sell. Elon Musk asked his Twitter followers whether he should sell 10% of his Tesla stock, referring to a debate over how the wealthiest Americans should be taxed.
BBC News Business. November 10, 1903 America, New York. Firms step up graduate job pay amid fierce competition. New research suggests that the typical salary for a new graduate was £30,500 in 2021, up by £833.
Forex Live. November 10, 1902 America, New York. UK data. RICS house price balance 70%. Expected 68%, prior 68%. Royal Institution for Chartered Surveyors, RICS. Forex Live. November 10, 1851 America, New York. Japan October PPI plus 1.2% meter per meter. Expected plus 0.4%. Japan PPI for October plus 1.2% meter per meter. Well above the central estimate this from earlier.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 10, 1839 America, New York. Disney's streaming show will eventually go on. A sharp slowdown in Disney Plus growth might continue as the company fills its content slate.
Forex Live. November 10, 1837 America, New York. Musk has filed his Form 4 feet sold Tesla, TSLA, shares as per his Twitter promise. Related to this over the weekend, the amount he has sold is not 10% of his holding, but he has gotten a start. He had 17 meters, odd shares, so still has plenty to offload ahead. Forex Live. November 10, 1815 America, New York. Indications at least some Japanese firms are planning to hike prices. The latest Reuters survey of corporate Japan. On the currency, the weaker yen is a double-edged sword. It's a positive for exports but not so much for importers.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 10, 1811 America, New York. Broad sell-off signals inflation fears are warming. But many on Wall Street believe a combination of strong corporate earnings and low interest rates will continue to propel markets higher.
Marginal Revolution. November 10, 1805 America, New York. China fact of the day. Global concerns over inflation were also inflamed by data released earlier on Wednesday, showing that Chinese producer price inflation, the measure of what businesses pay each other for goods, rose 13.5% in October from the same time last year, its biggest leap in 26 years as factories absorbed higher energy prices.
Forex Live. November 10, 1802 America, New York. South Korean central bank governor says hot inflation to continue for the time being. Head of the Bank of Korea says higher than expected CPI will carry on for the time being. Citing. Says the country's growth path ahead remains on track.
Daily FX Market News. November 10, 1800 America, New York. Evergrande fights off default yet again after making overdue coupon payments. Evergrande yet again flirted with default, as the distressed property giant made overdue coupon payments to holders of 3 separate offshore bonds.
Forex Live. November 10, 1752 America, New York. Fed's transitory mantra repeated after the hot CPI data. U.S. inflation data came in at its highest since 1990. San Fran Fed President Daly spoke in an interview with Bloomberg following the figures, trotting out the transitory theme embedded at the Federal Reserve.
New York Times Business. November 10, 1732 America, New York. Cherry Lane Theatre is back on the market after sale falls through. It seemed as if the Lucille Lortel Theatre Foundation's purchase of the theatre was a done deal in July. But now the property is back on the market. The listing for Cherry Lane, the oldest continuously running off-Broadway theater in New York City, includes 2 theater spaces and 8 residential apartments.
Forex Live. November 10, 1719 America, New York. Australian jobs report due Thursday the 11th of November 2021 preview. I posted a preview of the labor market report earlier. A snippet now from Westpac. Analysts at the bank are at odds with the consensus, forecasting a drop in employment on the month, although adding the risk is to the upside. Forex Live. November 10, 1701 America, New York. Forex Live, America's FX News Wrap. CPI, 30-year bond auction sends markets running. Forex news for Forex trading on November 10, 2021. Two key events were the big influences in the markets today. First, the data came in much hotter than expectations, with YoY headline inflation rising to 6.2%.
Daily FX Market News. November 10, 1700 America, New York. Nasdaq 100 dives as supercharged inflation lifts yields and dents sentiment. The Nasdaq 100 suffers big losses Wednesday as red-hot inflation roils financial markets, denting risk appetite and boosting U.S. Treasury yields on bets of tighter monetary policy. Daily FX Market News. November 10, 1700 America, New York. 3 key tips to becoming a successful trader. Whether you are an experienced or first-time trader, there are certain patterns to follow that can separate you from being a profitable trader or one that loses money.
Forex Live. November 10, 1649 America, New York. Trade Ideas Thread. Thursday, the 11th of November 2021. Good morning, afternoon and evening all. Any charts, technical analysis, trade ideas, thoughts, views, Forex Live traders would like to share and discuss with fellow Forex Live traders, please do so. Forex Live. November 10, 1647 America, New York. New Zealand food price, inflation, for October -0.9% meter per meter, prior 0.5%. Yesterday ANZ's preliminary business survey for November indicated that for business, costs are through the roof. Which will be of note to the Reserve Bank of New Zealand. The bank is on a tightening path and the survey will do nothing to dissuade them.
New York Times Business. November 10, 1638 America, New York. Aussie media faces federal investigations. The Justice Department and the SEC have contacted companies that discussed investing in the Silicon Valley media business. Carlos Watson, Aussie's chief executive, referred to 2 federal investigations in an emailed letter to investors last month.
Forex Live. November 10, 1638 America, New York. Crypto, Bitcoin volatility to the downside in very early Asia. BTC, USD extending its US afternoon weakness in the early Asia goings on. It hit record highs earlier this week, so it's not like this will cause too much fuss at this stage.